Good morning. All right. Get a little stretch in and here we are. Got started a little late, 6:34. I will tell you, man, the from 5:30 to 6:30 goes is the fastest hour of my day every single day. And it's funny, it's not even like I have my opportunity clock set for 5:30, it goes off. and and it's not even like I can't get up. It's just I don't even know, man. It's just I start doing things, and I'm like, oh man, it's 6:30 already. So we're up. We're ready for September 17th here, and we're gonna have an exciting day. And I'll share some, and the point of morning matters. Oop, we'll go through my goals in a little bit. The point of morning matters is wake up, put yourself in the right mindset for the rest of your day, and instead of waking up doom scrolling and um, checking emails or just rolling around or watching TV or whatever it is we do, um, the goal is to get here, put some time in, get your goals, get your mind and your body aligned for your mind and your body aligned. Ooh, a little some bars, right? So, but get your mind, your body aligned for the for the day, and live your day with intentions. To say, hey, here's how the day is going to go, and I'm not just going to start my day by falling into it. I'm not going to start my day, because a lot of people say I can't start my day until I get my coffee, which it's funny. I don't drink. I am not a coffee drinker. I've drank, I think, have I ever drank a whole cup of coffee? I don't think so. I think maybe I drank a whole cup of coffee, and that was because I was freezing cold. I was working as a security guard, and it was just really cold. And I was like, I think I just need something warm. But the first time I tasted coffee was my dad told me it was chocolate milk. And he's like, here, why don't you taste some of this chocolate milk? And he loved doing that. He loved giving me watching me think something was one thing. He gave me carrot juice once, told me it was orange juice when he got a new juicer for Christmas. And it's I don't know, he got some kind of kick out of seeing my taste buds messed up, but whatever. So but yeah, you don't need the coffee. I mean, hey, if you want to have coffee, I'm not anti-coffee, by the way. But the objective is of these mornings is to get up, get out of bed, and I hear my birds are always screaming. I don't know when it's going to get too cold, but they're out there screaming out my window. And to say, okay, let's take a couple of minutes. Let's work on our to-do list. I know you can't see it because my background is making it disappear, but let's work on our to-do list for the day. Let's recap yesterday. What did we get done? What was good? What was bad? I won't even say get bad. What needs improvement? What are we going to work on today? And and it's like, okay. And so even if you didn't achieve the things you did, the thing is, every single day you got to achieve something, right? I watched actually at our meeting yesterday, we watched a little bit about eat that frog. And if you've never heard of that saying before, it's from Brian Tracy, and it's basically the concept of how to be the most productive of your day. And and the objective is you take all of your to-dos, the things you got to do, and and do the thing that's weighing on your mind, or the thing that's going to be most productive first. And the idea, the concept of eat that frog came from, like, if you have to eat a frog, like the most disgusting thing you could think of, like if you had to do it, like there was no getting out of it. Right? So this is something you had to do. And if you had to do it, then the best thing to do is to just eat it first thing in the morning, and just eat the first thing, just get out of your way. Because if you don't do that, then what you're going to do is all day you're going to think about, I got to eat this frog, and this sucks, and this whole side, I don't want to do it, and blah blah blah. And you're going to take up all your mental space with this thing you don't want to do. And so and then I never actually heard part two of that. But part one is, I understood, but I never heard part two is like, if you have to eat two frogs, eat the biggest one first, right? And so this is one of the reasons why well, except for the last 2 days, but this is one of the reasons why for 15 days at least, I ran first thing in the morning, because I don't like running. I'm not a runner. I hate running. It's awful. I have my friend Soup says to me, he's like, I'm not a runner. Like, he's also on a weight journey, and he's like, I can't do what you do. I'm not a runner. And I'm like, well, what, do you think I'm a runner? Like, I'm 6'3", 250 pounds. Hey, there he is. What's up, Soup? I'm talking about you this morning. Hey, good morning, Renee. It's weird. Like, I see people posting up comments, but it doesn't show me if there's any people in the live. But whatever, it is what it is. So so I was running once, and Soup, who's now here, says, he's not a runner, and I'm like, you think I'm a runner? Again, I'm 6'3", 290 pounds. I'm diabetic. Every step hurts, and yeah, I'm not a runner either. I just go running. And so talking about that concept of eating the frog, it's like, that's why I do it. That's why I did it in the morning. Now, last 2 days, I did in the evening time, because what I've been doing this week, I wanted to incorporate, because part of my list, and one of the reasons why we do this, part of my my goals here, my disciplines, say I have to go to the gym minimum 3 days a week, right? And so last week I failed miserably. I didn't go once, right? I ran every day. I ran every morning, but I didn't go to the gym at all. And also part of my goals, which I'm going to go through here in a minute, says, I need to bench press 315 pounds for one, and I want to squat 225 for 10. So, all week, literally all week. And this is something that's important to understand. I did not, Renee. Renee's telling me, did I read his comment about the show yet? I did not. I was kind of busy yesterday, but I will definitely get to it for sure. Not like I have to get to it as a obligation, but because I actually want to. So I appreciate the comments, right? So where was I? Oh, so yeah. So the point being is, I went all week and I didn't lift. And this is why, by getting up every morning, looking at your goals, rehashing what you said you were going to do. And even if you're failing at the time, like, again, I didn't go to the gym, not one time. But the fact that I had to read that every single day and said, you're supposed to go to the gym 3 times, and I didn't do it. And every week, every day this week, last week, Renee was here, he could tell you. I was like, oh, I didn't go. I got 4 days left. I better go today. I got 3 days left. I got to go every single day. And then on Saturday, I was like, oh, I can't do it 3 days a week. I failed this one. And then Sunday, I was just like, whatever. Right. So then I said Monday, I was like, all right, things got to change. And it's fine. Failing is going to happen, but it's, there's a difference between, maybe I got to write this down. I'll do a short video on this. But there is a difference between failing and being a failure, right? Failing is something, it's a verb, right? Failure is a noun. And sometimes, we look at ourselves and say, if you fail at something, it doesn't mean you always are failed. It doesn't mean you are a failure as a person. It means you have an opportunity to get better, right? And you have an opportunity to learn. My first 2 podcasts that I did were absolute failures, and I love the concept. I actually had Soup on. They were great talks, but I didn't have my microphone on. I had the wrong microphone, and it was just whatever. But then you learn and you move on. And it's funny how I don't know the song. I probably do know the song, but so the concept is, take your failures as feedback. There are no failures. There's just feedback. And so the feedback I got from last week was, this is not working. I'm whatever I'm doing, I'm not getting closer to. um yeah, I would love to play the song, but I don't know how YouTube is with. I'll listen to it. But I don't know how YouTube is with me playing music. But the concept is, do you take failure as feedback, and how do you therefore move forward next week? So my last week, like I said, I continually failed at going to the gym. And I said, because I would go running, and after running 3 or 4 miles, I actually went to the gym twice. The first time I did it, I couldn't lift anything. I was like just a blob. And I did lift, but I wasn't mentally there. And then the second time I got there, I was so tired. I was just like, I'm just gonna go in the sauna. And so I said, all right, I got to change my approach if I want to get both. Oh, hey, thank you very much. Wow, I think that's my first gift on TikTok Live. Thank you, appreciate it. So anyway, I I went to. I'm stunned by my gift. Thank you, I appreciate it. And it is the morning, but my point being is, I looked at what was happening. I said, well, something's got to change. So I switched it around. I said, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the gym first, and then I'm going to run. And so the last 2 days, what I'm learning is, I got to go to the gym earlier because I get done with this at 7 o'clock, and then I kind of fool around, been working on my to-do list, or I just been sending out some stuff and whatever. And I got to the gym a little bit late, and then like the work has come up twice, and I've had to leave the gym before I've got my whole workout done. But then I was going to lose my running streak. So the last 2 days, if you follow me on TikTok or whatnot, you've seen that I've been running it. I ran at night. I ran one was like the late afternoon. And then yesterday I had an appointment, and I got home, and I was like, oh, that's it. And I was like 8 o'clock at night, and I was laying in bed, and I was like, all I could think about, which is why I love doing those mornings, is I'm going to lose my streak today. I'm not going to run. And I was like, bump that. So I got up, and I had this. I should have brought it up here to show you guys, but I basically have this headband that I bought. I think I don't know why I bought this thing, but I bought this headband, and it's got like literally lights all the way around, like big, like bright halogen, like LED lights, and on a headband. It's got 4 AA batteries. Is how bright this thing is. What the hell is that? Oh, thank you. Thanks. Oh man, I had some bruises there. Oh, there. I see who it is. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I didn't know that thing cheered. So I got this bright LED. If you want to see it, if you want to see the headband and not me, go to my TikTok. It's Philosophy Man 76 as well, and watch the video. And you can't even see my face; it's so dark out. But it's just the band is so bright. And I just went running. And I'm like, I can't not do this. I can't lose the streak. I've done this for 17 days, 16 days in a row. I'm not going to lose it now. And so I ran 2.5 miles in the dark. It's really scary running where I am if I don't have that headband on. I actually was running. It was funny because I was running and jogging. I should call it jogging. And there was like 3 kids walking up the street. They might have been like maybe somewhere between 16 and 19. And I could hear them, like they were talking. I couldn't even see them. It was so dark. I couldn't see them. I know they could see me or whatever. It probably looked like a UFO coming towards them. And but I could hear their voices in the darkness. And and then as soon as I got close, I forgot to bring more water up here. As soon as I got close, they stopped talking. All of them stopped talking, and I could just feel them looking at like, what the hell is this? This 6'3", 300-pound man with this bright LED headband on, looking at us. They stopped talking. Then I couldn't even hear them as they went away in the darkness, but I'm sure they had some interesting laughs or conversation as they walked by. But whatever, it is what it is. I had to get it done, so got it done. And now I'm gonna. So now I got to learn. I'm failing at getting the running and the whatchamacallit, the gym done early in the morning. So either I have to make sure I have to turn this off at 7 and go straight to the gym, or I might have to move this earlier to 6 to 6:30, which is what I'm thinking about. If I do, I'll do it next week, and then that would give me an extra half hour to get things done because I got to get these things done. And the only reason I got to get these things done is because now I got people here. Like and even if you're not here, like if you're here and you're just like, great, maybe just listening to me in the morning is your discipline. But it's like I'm doing this. Someone said, "Hey, I hope you make a bunch of money." I was like, yeah, I'm not planning on it. I mean, if I do, it'll be great. But if I can build an audience here and you guys like me and and this helps a bunch of people, morning matters is started for me. But hopefully we get to the point where there's a bunch of people get up every morning and look at their goals and put their mindset in the right way and start achieving more things based on this. That'd be great. That's like number one in my world is me, and then number two in my world is helping everyone else. I know. That sounds like it sounds like our society would say like that's bad, but it's true, right? I can't help it. If I don't wake up and do this, then I can't help anybody else, as far as that goes. So the idea of saying out loud that you're doing something for yourself or only for yourself. I guess yeah, I could do those 50 air squats. I'll get to that soon. I did it for a while, but I'm gonna do this for a year, and then so yeah, that's where we are. So as we do every morning, because I want to get more into the Brian Tracy video because we didn't do much of it yesterday, and it's already 6. Holy, is it really 6:51 already? All right, let's do the goals. I'm gonna speed race through my goals because some of you already know them, but we got to read them every single day. Please, hopefully you've taken the time to do this yourself. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go into it deeply today because I go into it deeply every week, but I've been jabbering a little bit this morning. In order for something to be a goal, it has to be measurable, meaning you can hit it or you can't hit it. I want to make a lot of money is not a goal. I want to be happy is not a goal. These are byproducts of goals, right? So in order for it to be a goal, it has to be measurable, right? So either it's this, I want to make a lot of money, it's I want to have $1 million. I want to have a net worth of X amount of dollars, right? So that's a measure. If you're weight, I want to lose X amount of weight. I want this. So you need to have something measurable to be a goal. Second thing, to be a goal, it has to have a time frame, right? It has to end, right? So you can't be like, I want to make $1 million. That's my goal. Well, by when? By tomorrow, by next year, by whenever. Because if you don't have a timetable, if you don't have an endpoint, you can continually push it on forever and ever and ever, and you never fail. Again, people do these things. The reason why people make goals that are not measurable and have no time frame is because they're afraid of failure, right? We did a whole piece on fear, and fear is just the false expectations appearing real. And so the point being is, don't be afraid of failure. If you fail, then that's just failure. It's just feedback. By the way, now I remember what I was going to say. Failure is just feedback. In my solar business that I do, when I started, nobody ever taught me, like gave me a presentation. Nobody taught me what to do. And one of the reasons I was able to get good at that job was because I would get to the end and people would say things. People would be like, I don't like the way it looks or whatever, and so what I did is in my presentation, I said, okay, I'm sick of people saying I don't like the way it looks. So what I did is I just got a whole bunch of pictures of solar that look really good on like a front of a house and put that into my PowerPoint. And then people were like, well, what if I try to sell my house? I'm not going to be able to do that. And so after I heard that a couple of times, now in my presentation, I started talking about, well, let's talk about what if you sell your house. And I put in a thing from Zillow about people, selling their houses with solar on it. So it's like every time I failed, I said, okay, that's feedback. I don't want that to happen again. How do I go back and fix it? How do I handle this before it comes up? And so that's what failure is, right? I'm failing right now at running and going to the gym in the morning. So I'm getting the feedback and we go and we correct it. That's what failure is about, right? So it's about learning. So anyway, I don't even, maybe I won't even get to the video today because it is 6:54. So maybe we could skip the video. I gave you the video right there. All right. But anyway, we're finishing up. So number one, for it to be a goal, got to be measurable. Number two, for it to be a goal, it has to have a time frame. All right. And number three for a goal is it has to be written down. All right. Doesn't count. If you keep it in your head, doesn't count because you can change it in your mind and you can move it out and you can do different things. It doesn't become as important. But once it's written down, you can't change it. And then you got to look at and say, either I did it or I didn't do it. And again, sometimes, by the way, I can't tell you how many times over the last decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, I forget how old I am now, that I've written out lists of goals and not hit like 60 to 70% of them. But who cares? Like, the point, just so you understand, the point of the goal is not to hit the goal. The point of the goal is to push you towards the goal, is to move you forward. Life is not about the end point, right? The life is not about the end of the life. The life is about the dance that you do during it, right? And it's the same thing with the goal. It's not even if you hit your goal, it doesn't matter, right? Like, what is every single football team right now, right, is striving towards the Super Bowl. And if they win the Super Bowl, what are they going to do? They're going to celebrate. They're going to be like, yeah, this is awesome, blah, blah. And then what are they going to do? Hey, we got to win it again. it just move on. And then there's people who won the Super Bowl. I have a friend who owns a car dealership who's got a Super Bowl ring, right? So it's like, it's not, nothing lasts forever. So whether you hit the goal, you don't hit the goal, the point is the journey. And that is, and the goal is, the objective of the goal is to help you set up your day, just like we're doing right now, put you on the right path. So that way you can strive forward, you can get to where you want, you can design the life that you want, you can enjoy your dance. That's the point of the goals. And then if you don't hit them, you say, what did I do wrong? How can I make a better lane? Do I still even want this goal? Is this something I really desire? And then you set new goals and you go after some new ones. That's it. That's all we're doing on this rock that's floating around the star, right? So, all right, let me read my goals. Actually, I'll just read my goals and then we can wrap up there. So, knowing that information, go set your own goals, right? I'm reading mine because I need it. But you should spend the time when I'm reading my goals is to go over your goals. But so here's mine. It says, what I will accomplish before 50. I have 362 days left to go. All right. So decrease bad debt by $25,000. So what I did, by the way, yesterday is I wrote down, I made some columns on this list here that I got, and it's basically, I won't try to show it to you, but it's basically how much I've earned, right? How much that money has gone towards debt, how much has gone towards my Tesla stock, and how much has gone towards savings. So I have a list here so I can look and see how close I'm coming to my goals. Am I actually going there? Because I didn't have a list before. Again, I do this every day. It took me 2 weeks to make a countdown tally, right? So decrease bad debt by $25,000, buy $10,000 of Tesla stock, save $7,000, and raise my credit score by 150 points. I just thought of a new to do. I don't even know what my credit score is. I'm not even looking at it because I know it's so horrible. Because since I had lost my job back in February, and the new job that I have is just not working out. By the way, I got an interview for a sales manager job today, which I'm excited about. Personal, look at credit score. I don't even know what the score is. How can I raise it by 150 points? I haven't even looked at what it is. Right. So there we go. Got it to do for today. Health, A1C down 6.5 or lower. So here's an exciting thing. Very exciting thing that happened last night. So after I run, usually I don't check my A1C because I don't check my blood sugar because it it usually spikes. But I got finished running and I chilled out for a little bit. I talked to Soup, and then I was about to go to bed, and I was like, let me just check it real quick after I got out of my shower. And it was 149. My blood sugar was 149. And that was awesome. Like, I know, by the way, it's still diabetic. You know, your blood sugar should be under 100, but it was 149. And I was like 2 weeks ago, I was in the 350s. So I was pretty stoked last night about that. And you know, and by the way, I'm on Mounjaro, but I'm only on the second step of Mounjaro. I was all the way. I used to be up to like 12.5 and 10, and now I'm only at 5 right now, milliliters or whatever it is. So that was pretty exciting, right? So average weekly blood sugar under 150. I got one day under 150. That was pretty cool. Weight down to 250 pounds or less. Complete a half marathon. Bench press 315 pounds. Squat 225 for 10. There you go. Soup, start doing my air squats. Disciplines. Weekly budget video. I'll do that on Friday. Work daily on getting my income to $112,347. So I figured out that's what I need to make and earn. So I still have no clue how I'm going to make that much money in the upcoming 362 days, but we're going to work on it and make daily videos and weekly podcasts. I'm on here. Jog every day. Still doing that. Gym minimum 3 days a week. All I got to do is go today, and I've already hit that one. That's pretty cool. And 17/7 intermittent fasting. Start at 2, end at 9. I did end at 9 yesterday. I did it yesterday. Yesterday was a good intermittent fasting day. I actually did it. Maybe that's why my blood sugar was down. So anyway, no video today. We've reached 7:01. Hopefully just listening to the things that I did. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Renee, I haven't been reading the comments here. Yes, of course. We always have 100%. I'll look up that song. You know, I'll listen to it while I run. Let me warm my shoulders up. I'm gonna go do legs this morning at the gym, which is something that I detest doing at the gym. It's funny. I used to only do legs. Now it's like the thing I hate the most. But we're gonna do legs, and we're gonna run this morning. Get all that out of the way. We're gonna eat the frog, and then get started with a great day. So hopefully you also have a great day. Yeah, I got to think of some cool sign off. Enjoy your morning. Remember your morning matters. I'll think of something pretty good. But anyway, thank you all. I hope your September 17th, 2027 is wonderful. You only get one of these days, so enjoy it. And thank you, Renee. And I will see you all tomorrow morning.